The RNC is drawing the biggest names in American conservatism, including Center for American Liberty founder and Trump surrogate Harmeet Dhillon. Harmeet joins us now from Milwaukee. How is the RNC different this year from previous years?
Well, I was here in 2016 when we had a full convention, but the tone was very different. This time around, Republicans are 100% united behind President Trump, and the feeling of absolute unity, positivity, and what's at stake in this upcoming election, it couldn't be stronger. It's an incredible vibe here.
You led the prayer on Monday night that sparked a lot of debate online. Are you surprised that this has gotten so much attention?
Well, people should know that I did the exact same prayer with a little bit of different commentary before and after in 2016, and there was no controversy then. The RNC has actually had people of different faiths offer prayers at the RNC convention for decades, and so this is nothing new. And I would say that the vast majority of the comments I've gotten have been incredibly supportive. People are coming up to me here, random strangers, and hugging me, shaking my hand, and thanking me. I think what happens online, particularly with monetization, is that a tiny group of hateful and ignorant people have an oversized reach. And I understand that many people who are not ignorant or hateful had a problem with it. But honestly, as an RNC member, first of all, I'm a member of the RNC, so I'm not some random diversity hire. I'm entitled to be here, and I've always been included in programs. But secondly, we really need to be making sure we get every vote in this election cycle. And that means making all kinds of people from different walks of life feel comfortable and included in our party. And they haven't always felt that way. So I think it's great that the RNC has an eye on that. And the Trump campaign, which approved my prayer. And so I'm thrilled that I had the honor of doing that with President Trump in the audience. It is a prayer. It is a benediction. The prayer was for the voters, for the people who conduct our elections, the election workers, for the president, for all of us. So, real honor, and I don't let the haters get me down.
Harmeet, we've been looking forward all week to asking you about the dismissal of the documents case and really the state of all the cases against Donald Trump right now. What are you thinking?
Well, look, first of all, I'm a law geek. I went to law school and graduated 31 years ago. And back in law school, Justice Scalia had issued an opinion called Morrison versus Olson that talked about the separation of powers and how important it was that we follow the constitutional norms. And so this has been a multi-decade struggle. This argument has been made in multiple cases where special counsels have been appointed and conservative legal scholars have been increasingly speaking out that this is the correct viewpoint. I'm thrilled that Judge Cannon made this ruling. It is absolutely correct, and she ruled very bluntly and clearly at the beginning of her opinion that the Constitution was violated in this appointment. Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2, Appointments Clause, which requires the President to appoint and Congress to approve that appointment. It did not happen, and so this has ripple effects in the New York case, in the other D.C. case, and of course the Fani Willis Georgia case is also on the ropes at this point. So I fully expect that if this decision is upheld, which I do expect at least at the 11th Circuit, I know this case is going to go to the Supreme Court at some point. The New York case has to be dismissed. The New York case is infirm because the evidence that was admitted in that case, thanks to their overplaying their hand and the overzealousness, including from a DOJ top official, they included testimony that is barred by the immunity clause that the Supreme Court has already ruled on. So that's going to be one fatal blow. And then this appointments clause issue is going to knock out, I think, ultimately the D.C. case as well. It's not going to happen quickly. It's not going to happen before the election. But President Trump has had an incredible winning streak of turning the tide of his fortune from the absolutely unconstitutional lawfare that has been deployed by the Democrats. They're trying to use all means necessary, and I don't mean all legal means, but all means necessary to keep him out of the White House. This assassination attempt that we just saw is an endpoint of the demagoguery that they've been pushing, and it includes all that lawfare. So I'm thrilled for the president. I'm thrilled that some of the legal precedents that I've been working on for him in civil cases in D.C. were using that immunity ruling, and it's all coming together.
That is very well said. Thanks so much for joining us today, Harmeet.
Thanks for having me.